Hey, family. It's your girl, Kindgomhr again. This message is from our HRpreneurs. And if you are watching this for me for the very first time, my name is Kindgomhr, and I teach HR professionals how to turn their skills into profitable business. I'm super pumped. Listen, we just ended our last cohort. We had 7 weeks, and the group will actually tell you we actually went 8 weeks. 8 weeks of blasting, of just having a really good old time. But one of the things I'm most proud of is the HRpreneurs that walked away with their first client even before our experience ended, and that was just absolutely amazing. So I wanted to share something with you all, because I have been on a journey behind the scenes, and whenever I'm going through something, if I don't post it on my Henny B Speaks channel, I try to infuse it into this particular channel. So here's the deal. So starting last year, I began to hear from the Lord for me to let some clients go. And I was being very disobedient because honestly, if it don't make sense to me, I don't know how to listen. Like, it needs to make sense. Somebody make it make sense, right? And I know, like, it's God, like how, like, God knows all. Like, and I preach this, I teach this. But I'm telling you what, because I was beginning to prepare for some things financially, and I just didn't understand how that will make sense if I let go of these clients, how these things were going to happen, these other things, which I believe that God was telling me. So he began, just to tell me about some, let this client go, let this client go. So it was 2 clients as of last year. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm getting ready to do this. Well, one of the clients I did finally let them go. I was being completely stubborn. Then I found out some things that were happening. And let me tell you, we needed to let them go. That's all I'm going to say. Then another client, man, they were just so much, like, by the time that he told me to let them go, everything was fine. By the time we ended up letting them go, there was so much friction because of that delayed obedience. Now, fast forward, there's another huge client of mine, and I'm hearing the Lord to let them go, which I just did, by the way. And it is just perplexing. So again, you all are going to make sure you ask me about this 5 years from now, if you're watching this, 2 years from now, even a year from now, just to ask about the story beyond letting the clients go. Now, here's the deal. These clients did nothing to me at all. In fact, I believe they loved me and the team, and vice versa. Seriously, right? They did nothing to us. Well, there was one, and yeah. I digress. Right? But the reality is that, was I going to obey my feelings, or was I going to obey the voice of God that I know to be true? Do I submit and surrender my business to God just like I do my other areas of life? Hello, right? So in this walk, it reminded me of when I first left my government job. If you all know the story, before I became a full-time HRpreneur and now having a team that supports clients globally, I was somebody who was working in the federal government, working a good old job, okay, and became a single mom. And I was just doing resumes in the evening, supporting businesses, when I can during my lunch breaks, early in the morning, doing whatever I could do. But I remember before I made the leap from my full-time job, I remember hearing the voice of God saying that I needed to leave my job. And it was the craziest thing ever, because again, I had a great paying job. The people that I worked with loved me, and I loved them. So, sometimes you like to be in places where you are comfortable. Hello, somebody. You like to be comfortable. Like, they like me. Why would I go to an unfamiliar, unknown territory? I hope somebody is picking up what I'm putting down. Why would I go into unfamiliar territory when I know what I have here? And oh, by the way, I'm still doing both, right? I'm still doing both. Now, by all means, I am not saying for you to leave your job. Listen, the premise of this story is to listen to the voice of God. So how do you know when it's time for you to let that client go, HRpreneurs? When God tells you to. Okay. Now, obviously, there's some other fleshly and some other, practical reasons when you should let a client go if they're not in alignment and so on and so forth. And, it's just not making sense profitably, whatever. Right. But when you know that you hear the voice of the Lord and he says for you to move, if he says for you to go, you better go. Okay. So again, I know that I'm going to have some more stories and testimony with this particular story, but I already had a testimony because this one last client that I was working with, huge contract, and the organization was just not in alignment. It was just not in alignment. MJ, we do have HR documents as well as upcoming classes, but not the one. So anyway, I can talk to that at the end if you don't mind. But yes to the classes and yes to the documents. So a quick testimony is that, again, huge, when I tell you huge contract, I wouldn't say the largest contract, but the second to largest contract that we've ever had, right? So finally made that decision. I didn't make the decision. I finally obeyed and told them that we were no longer, Career Image Solutions was no longer going to be supporting that contract. And they came back twice like, are you sure? Could you tell us why? And we did. Again, the company that we were supporting, their values is not aligned with our values. I'm sure that they are great people. I'm sure that there's some other people that might be more aligned with their values that may be able to support them well. Our core values is integrity, excellence, and valor. I'm huge about that. I cannot preach somebody to be in alignment and then I'm out of alignment just because of a paycheck. So made that decision. And when I tell you that literally that same amount of money that we would have gotten to do work with that client over a span of months, what we got as a company in one day from just submitting one thing, and we won't have to spend half the amount of hours for the same amount of money. I'm telling you what, it is wonderful to obey the voice of God, but I'm here to tell you that it is not always easy. It is not always pleasant, especially if you strap for cash. I remember back when I was leaving my federal government job, I was, saving money and all of that stuff. But listen, I was not trying to leave my every 2 weeks pay. Hello, somebody. And oh, by the way, my health insurance. But I promise you, if the Lord has told you to start your business, he will take care of you. I'm telling you, one of my biggest things that I was so nervous about was paying for health insurance. And I'm here to tell you, it can be done. You can pay for your own health insurance. I know. Oh my gosh, how much money is it? Trust me, your company's been paying for it. And when you become a company, your company pays for it. Somebody pick up what I'm putting down and write home about it. Okay. So I just want to encourage you today that if the Lord is telling you to start your HR business, start it. If he's not telling you to start it, don't start it. Okay. And if you do start it, it might, you might do something, it might be a hobby. I'm usually attracted to those who know that they have been called to this because it is not always pretty, but it is so worth it. It is so worth it. The impact in the lives that you're able to make, one employee, one company at a time, is absolutely priceless. So make sure you obey the voice of the Lord. And if he tells you to let go of that client, do not be afraid about the money. I'm trying to tell you, don't be afraid about the money. If God has called you to it, he bring you through it. And I am a living witness that he will provide. He will provide. It might not look like how it's always been, but you will not be begging for bread. Hello, somebody. So before I close, I wanted to make sure I answered the live question about the HR documents. I want you to please send us an email to hello@kindgomhr.biz. If it is not on our website, we should be able to provide you. I believe it is on our website, though. I believe that if you go to kindgomhr.biz, that there should be a section on the website where you are able to purchase some HR documents, which I like to call your HR starter kit. In addition to that, we do have some upcoming classes. We are not doing a 7-week cohort anytime soon. I told y'all that. I know people have been wanting to get into it, but when it comes up, you gotta register because we build in that. We really build a community. It's with people all around the globe. You get one-on-one in addition to group. Many people think it's just group, but No, you get one-on-one attention. Repeat. I mean, it's fire, if I must say so myself. Okay. But we will be having some short master classes coming up that I think you all might be interested in. So if you have not subscribed to our newsletter, you want to go over to Kindgomhr.biz so you can go ahead and subscribe to our newsletter, because we are preparing to start sending out some email updates to the community very, very soon. All right. Listen, any other questions to those of us that are watching live? If not, I want to say you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. And don't forget to command your day. All right, HRpreneurs, I hope to catch you soon. Bye-bye.